Hey everyone, and welcome back. So if you caught part one of this quick two-part series, you know the dirty truth about over-the-counter pain meds. Acetaminophen, damaging livers, NSAIDs, wrecking kidneys, guts, and hearts. It's a $25 billion industry that's banking on you not looking any closer and assuming that these things are safe, but they are not safe, as we discussed, and we need better, safer options. So today, in this part two, we're gonna flip the script and we're gonna talk about natural pain relief that doesn't just mask the problem, but treats it at the root. And as a naturopathic doctor, when I see people coming in to see me in pain, I focus on calming down inflammation, easing muscle tension, breaking up fibrosis, that's scar tissue, and supporting the health of the fluid and the cartilage that is in those painful joints. And yes, this can all be done without prescriptions, without side effects, just real natural pain relief. Now, I've been using these things in my clinic for years. They are how I help people break that pain cycle. So let's dive in. First of all, here's the thing. The pain is your body shouting for help. It's inflammation, muscle tension, scar tissue accumulation, and joint wear and tear. And over-the-counter drugs just mute that signal, but they don't treat or heal the underlying cause. And in the process, they risk your liver, your kidneys, your heart, and even the health of your joints, leaving this long-term wake of damage behind. Nature remedies, well, they target the root causes. They restore that balance in a more holistic way. And we're talking about things like herbal extracts, minerals, vitamins, powerhouse compounds straight from nature that address those underlying causes at the root. And they target that inflammation, that muscular tension, the fibrosis, the scar tissue, and cartilage health without any of those problems in the liver and the kidney or the bleeding ulcers, just real results. So let's break all this down. Okay, first, let's calm the excessive inflammation. That's the fire behind much of the pain, whether it's arthritis or a muscle strain or a tendonitis. Now, my go-to here is curcumin, and that comes from the turmeric root. And specifically, I like BCM95 curcumin. That's my favorite curcumin extract because it is standardized and it absorbs exceedingly well. Very effective stuff thanks to this proprietary formulation. Now, there's many studies on BCM95 curcumin showing that it decreases inflammation better even than ibuprofen and other drugs with no damage to the GI tract, no strain on the kidneys, unlike the 100,000 NSAID-related hospitalizations that we have every year in this country. You pair curcumin with piperine, which comes from black pepper, and you dramatically increase its absorption and its effectiveness. Also, for inflammation, I like to use boswellia, which you may also know as frankincense, and that blocks inflammatory enzymes that chew up cartilage and fuel that inflammatory process. There's been multiple studies, one in particular, that showed that it slashed knee pain by 35%, really safely, with no heart risks like the ones that you get from Vioxx, which is now off the market. Together, curcumin and boswellia, awesome anti-inflammatory combination. So next, we got to reduce that muscle tension. So here, you need to understand that tight muscles in and around an already painful joint just make everything worse. And my top choice here is the mineral magnesium. First of all, over 60% of us are deficient in this critical mineral, and it's absolutely essential for muscle relaxation. Low levels of magnesium in your bloodstream mean that you're going to get muscle cramps and stiffness. You boost those levels up, and those muscles unwind, they relax, and your pain gets eased totally naturally without the kidney damage that NSAIDs can cause. So add magnesium to curcumin and boswellia, and it's a game changer for things like tension headaches, sore backs, knee pain, stiffness, no toxic trade-offs whatsoever. Now let's move on to talking about breaking up fibrosis, which can be microscopic or macroscopic scar tissue that locks up joints, minimizes range of motion, can entrap muscles and nerves, causing additional pain. So my top choice here is bromelain, which comes from the core of the pineapple, and it helps to improve circulation, and it reduces fibrous tissue from old injuries or traumas by breaking down that scar tissue buildup. It's a proteolytic enzyme, quite literally breaks up the fibrin that is inside those scars and helps to restore flexibility, where OTC pain meds just mask that ache and often worsen the joint damage in the long term. Another favorite here for fibrosis is quercetin, and quercetin's found in many different foods, including onions and apples, and it can really also be helpful. It's a bioflavonoid compound that mops up free radicals and helps to prevent that scar tissue from reaccumulating and worsening, keeping your joints and your muscles fluid and supple. And finally, improving the integrity of the cartilage itself. That's the cushion in your joints that stops the pain, again, at its source. I love the effects of type 2 collagen, especially when you pair it with eggshell membrane, and that's that thin inner lining inside the eggshell that can sometimes make peeling hard-boiled eggs such a pain. You include some glucosamine and some MSM with that. That stands for methyl sulfonyl-methane, and now you are strengthening your cartilage even further, reducing inflammation and cutting pain literally in half for some people almost instantly, with no liver toxicity, no kidney toxicity, no heart problems, and no gastrointestinal risk. So there you have it. Nature's painkillers targeting the inflammation, the muscle tension, the fibrosis, and the cartilage health holistically. I hope this helps you. Be well, and I will see you next time.